Hi, I'm Kelvin Toby, host of our New Beginnings 12-Step Life Recovery meeting, held here at Genesis every Monday night, room 301. From 6:30, we start with a light meal, kind of meet and greet, and then we begin our meeting promptly at 7, and we run till about 8 o'clock or so. I don't want to keep anyone too late. And we're here to offer hope and encouragement and walk through some of the processes and steps of some life recovery issues. So if you know of anyone who may be struggling with any vice, any hurt, any habit, any pain that they just can't get over, that they could be hung up on, welcome them here to Genesis, to New Beginnings. We go through the biblical principles of your 12 Steps meetings to help us address those life-hampering issues. So again, if you or you know someone who may be struggling with any hurts, habits, or hang-ups that could benefit from a Bible-centric 12-step program, please welcome them, and you're free to come. And also, if you want to help with our meetings, we always take food. It's always nice to be able to introduce a meal to some people dealing with certain issues. It's a nice way to break the ice. So again, I want to thank you, and here you'll see some video clips of just some snippets of what goes on in our meetings, the type of things we talk about, and to give you just a little taste of what we do. Thank you. You learn what your triggers are, which has been key for me in my recovery. Triggers are those things that set you off, and they can happen in everyday life. They can happen by a smell, by a sound, by a sight. I'll give you an example. There was one time in early recovery where I would hear a certain ringtone, somebody else's phone, I don't know, in the grocery store, would go off, and I'd hear that ringtone, and it would trigger something inside of me where I would start immediately having thoughts. I'd feel a certain anxiety because it reminded me, quite frankly, of who I used to contact or who would be my contact to get my next fix. Triggers can be a smell. Triggers can be things simply as you see certain products in a grocery store that you know in times past, or I know in times past, that I used to make things with. And so that could be a trigger. And you learn these things in your 12-step classes, and how to use the tools that you now learn, how to combat that, what to do, whether it is call somebody. One of the benefits, great benefits I find in recovery is the group shares. I get something from them every time where I'm able to simply share to the group and get it out and confess myself. Hey, I'm feeling this way today, or I want to do that today, good, bad, or indifferent. And I'm able to share it in a room of people who won't judge, and most of them, quite frankly, understand and are able to walk me through that process, you know, and say, hey, things like, hey, man, you know, what would that look like if you pursued that thought you're having? And in 12-step recovery, I learned to play the whole tape out from not just the beginning fun part, but play the whole tape out to the very end, and what it will do in the end, where I will be when all the fun is gone. So it helps to have that camaraderie, that team spirit, if you will, and to know that I'm just not alone in this walk. You know, we're not created to be alone. So getting better is better when you can do it with someone by your side.